Have you ever stopped and wondered why good people, kind-hearted, genuine, and thoughtful, often get overlooked, ignored, or even disrespected? You pour your heart into doing the right thing and treating others with care, but somehow you're left feeling invisible. It's frustrating, isn't it? But let me tell you this, it's not always because people mean to treat you poorly. The truth is, most people are so consumed with their own struggles and their own ambition that they fail to see the value of those around them. They're climbing their ladders, grabbing every chance to elevate themselves, even if it means stepping on someone else. It's unfair, but it's the reality. Here's where it gets interesting. You don't need to fight back or demand respect. Stoic philosophy teaches us something far more powerful. Respect begins within. When you build confidence, master self-control, and live by your values, people can't help but notice. Your presence speaks louder than words, and your actions command respect without force. In this video, we'll dive into 7 practical strategies inspired by Stoic principles. These aren't abstract ideas, they're tools you can use today to transform how people perceive you, and more importantly, how you perceive yourself. So, stay with me, and if you know someone who could benefit from these timeless lessons, share this video with them. Let's create a ripple effect of self-improvement and respect. Now let's begin. Your journey to commanding respect starts here. Self-respect is the foundation. Let me begin with a truth so simple, yet so profound. No one will respect you if you do not first respect yourself. Think about it. If you treat yourself as unworthy, the world will follow suit. But when you hold yourself with dignity, when you value who you are, you create a presence that commands respect without a single word spoken. Self-respect is the cornerstone of everything. It is the foundation upon which confidence is built, and confidence is the language that others instinctively understand. Imagine standing in a room full of people. You could remain silent, yet your very demeanor, shaped by how you view yourself, will set the tone for how others treat you. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To be the master of oneself is not only about controlling your emotions, but also about nurturing your inner worth. How can you demand respect from others if your actions show that you disregard your own value? This isn't about arrogance or selfishness. True self-respect isn't loud or boastful. It's quiet, steady, and rooted in a deep understanding of your own significance. It is reflected in the way you carry yourself, the way you make decisions, and the way you set boundaries. When you respect yourself, you show the world that you are someone worth listening to, worth acknowledging, and worth respecting. People often mistake kindness and humility for weakness, but those who truly respect themselves know the power of being kind without letting others take advantage of their goodwill. The Stoics believed in the strength of self-control, and this begins with self-respect. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your thoughts about yourself shape your reality. If you tell yourself that you're unworthy, you'll act in ways that reinforce that belief. But if you tell yourself that you are valuable, you will embody that truth, and others will see it in how you stand, speak, and live. There is something deeply magnetic about someone who respects themselves. They don't beg for attention or approval because they already know their worth. They don't need to boast about their accomplishments because they find fulfillment in who they are, not in what others think of them. If you want others to respect you, you must treat yourself with the utmost care. Respecting yourself means taking the time to nurture your body, your mind, and your soul. It means prioritizing your health, not as an indulgence but as a responsibility. How can you lead others or inspire them if you neglect your own well-being? Self-respect also means setting boundaries, not because you want to push people away, but because you understand that your time, energy, and peace of mind are valuable. Boundaries are not walls, they are gates, and you decide who passes through. Remember this. Self-respect isn't something you achieve once and forget about. It is a practice, a daily commitment. It is in the small choices you make every day, choosing to eat healthily, to rest when your body needs it, to walk away from situations that diminish your worth. Each decision is a declaration. I am worthy of respect. When you respect yourself, you send a powerful message to the world. This is who I am, and I will not compromise my values or my dignity for anyone. Let this be your foundation. Let self-respect be the first step you take toward commanding respect from others. You cannot build a strong house on a weak foundation, and you cannot earn the respect of others without first respecting yourself. So today, as you take a moment to reflect, ask yourself, am I treating myself with the respect I deserve? Am I living in a way that honors who I am? If the answer is no, know that it's never too late to begin. Start today. Begin with self-respect and watch as everything else begins to change. In the words of Seneca, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. And part of learning how to live is learning how to love and respect yourself fully. From this, all else will follow. 2. First impressions matter. Picture this. You step into a room filled with strangers. You hesitate, your gaze drops, and your shoulders slump slightly. Without a word, you've already said so much. Whether it's an interview, a networking event, or a casual social gathering, the first impression you make often defines how others see you and how they respect you. The truth is simple. First impressions are powerful. They set the tone for how people perceive your confidence, mindset, and character. And while it's tempting to believe that actions later on will overshadow that initial moment, the reality is that we're wired to form judgments quickly. These judgments, fair or not, often stick. As Marcus Aurelius observed, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Similarly, the way you present yourself externally reflects the thoughts you hold about yourself internally. Confidence begins from within, but it is most evident in the way you carry yourself in those first few moments. What does your posture say about you? What does your handshake convey? What story does your tone of voice tell? These seemingly small details are the building blocks of respect, or the lack of it. But let's not mistake this for superficiality. First impressions are not about expensive clothes or a polished facade. They're about authenticity, projecting a sense of self-awareness and respect that resonates deeply with those around you. When you walk into a room with your head held high, your movements intentional, and your demeanor calm, you're not just making an impression, you're making a statement. Imagine yourself in 2 scenarios. In the first, you step into a social gathering uncertain, offering half-hearted handshakes, distracted glances, and nervous laughter. In the second, you enter with steady confidence. You greet people warmly, look them in the eye, and listen with genuine interest. These 2 versions of you don't just feel different, they are perceived as entirely different individuals. Epictetus taught, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. This doesn't just apply to your appearance, it speaks to the alignment between your internal self-respect and the way you express it outwardly. When you truly respect yourself, it naturally shapes the way you engage with the world, creating an aura that draws others in. Think of first impressions as an unspoken language. A firm handshake says, I'm here with purpose. Maintaining eye contact conveys, I value this connection. Standing tall and speaking clearly declares, I am confident in who I am. These signals require no words, yet they speak volumes. And yet, it's not just about you. A remarkable first impression also involves showing respect for the person in front of you. As the Stoics believed, respect is reciprocal. By demonstrating attentiveness, kindness, and sincerity, you create a dynamic where mutual respect can thrive. People remember how you made them feel, and that begins with how you approach them. Let's not underestimate the ripple effects of a strong first impression. It's more than a fleeting moment, it's the foundation of trust, admiration, and influence. When you walk into a room prepared, present, and purposeful, you set a tone that invites others to see you as someone worth knowing, worth following, and worth respecting. So how do you begin to master this? Start with self-awareness. Ask yourself, what does my presence communicate? Am I reflecting the confidence and respect I want others to see? Focus on small but powerful habits, standing tall, making eye contact, greeting others warmly. Remember this, respect isn't something you demand, it's something you embody. Your first impression is your introduction to the world. Let it be a reflection of the respect you have for yourself and the respect you wish to receive in return. And the next time you walk into a room, let your presence speak before your words do. With confidence, authenticity, and intention, you can ensure your first impression leaves a lasting mark. 3. Assert your value. What does it mean to assert your value? It's not about dominating a conversation or trying to impress others with hollow words. True value doesn't shout. It radiates. It comes from the way you live, the way you contribute, and the way you uphold your principles. I remember something striking about my parents. Whenever they met one of my friends who happened to be a doctor, they immediately greeted them warmly, with a respect that felt instinctive. Why? Because they recognized the value of what that profession represents: healing, care, and service to others. It's not just my parents. Society in general respects those who bring value, especially when that value is tied to something bigger than themselves. But here's the important part. You don't need to be a doctor to assert your value. You don't need a prestigious title or a grand stage. Your value lies in how you choose to live, the work you do, and the impact you make, no matter how small it may seem. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This is where asserting your value begins, not in what you say, but in what you do. Whether it's helping a neighbor, mentoring a colleague, or volunteering for a cause close to your heart, your actions define the value you bring to the world. Now think about this. What kind of value are you offering through your work or your presence? Are you someone who uplifts others, who contributes positively to their lives? Or do you simply go through the motions, hoping your value will somehow be recognized without effort? Imagine walking into a room where no one knows you. Your value in that moment isn't determined by your resume. It's conveyed through your demeanor, your attentiveness, and the way you carry yourself. People respect those who seem to know their purpose, who act with integrity, and who give generously of their time or skills. Epictetus reminds us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. In other words, live in a way that reflects your values and principles. If you value kindness, show it in your actions. If you believe in hard work, let it shine in the way you approach your tasks. You don't need to tell people why you deserve respect. They'll see it in the way you show up. Let's go back to the example of my parents. Their instant respect for my friend wasn't just about the profession itself. It was about what the profession represented. Commitment, discipline, and the desire to serve. You can embody those same qualities regardless of what you do. Whether you're a teacher, a technician, or a student, your value is in the energy and intention you bring to your work and your relationships. Think about someone who spends their weekends volunteering at a food bank or mentoring underprivileged kids. They may not have a high-ranking job or wealth, but their actions speak volumes about their values. And here's the thing. People respect those who contribute, who show up, and who make a difference, no matter how small. So, how do you assert your value? Begin by reflecting on what truly matters to you. Identify the strengths you possess and find ways to use them meaningfully. Set standards for yourself, not for recognition, but because living by those standards is fulfilling. Seneca wisely said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Focus on what you can give rather than what you can take. When you shift your mindset to contribution, you naturally elevate your value in the eyes of others. Today, ask yourself this: am I living in a way that reflects my worth? Am I contributing to the world in a way that aligns with my values? Your value isn't in what you say, but in how you live. Let your actions tell the story. Let your life reflect your worth. And remember, respect is not demanded. It is earned through the quiet strength of your contributions. 4. When someone interrupts you, interruptions can feel like a personal affront, especially when you're speaking from the heart or sharing something meaningful. It's as if the person cutting you off is saying, "What you're saying doesn't matter as much as what I have to say." In those moments, it's easy to feel flustered, even invisible. But let me share something I've learned. The way you respond to an interruption says more about your confidence and self-respect than the interruption itself. I remember a moment when I was speaking at a family gathering. I was sharing a story about a challenge I had overcome, a story that meant a lot to me. Midway through, a relative interjected, steering the conversation toward their own experience. For a moment, I felt my face flush with frustration. But instead of reacting impulsively, I paused. I turned to them, made steady eye contact, and waited in silence. The silence was brief but powerful. It It shifted the energy in the room. Without raising my voice or showing anger, I had sent a clear message. Can I continue my story? The interruption quickly fizzled, and I calmly resumed my story. This approach is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. At that moment, I couldn't control their behavior, but I could control my response, and that response commanded respect. When someone interrupts you, the natural reaction is often to speak over them or retaliate sharply. But this only escalates the situation and can make you appear less composed. Instead, the key is to pause, hold your ground, and let the silence work in your favor. Silence is not passive, it is a deliberate tool. After holding their gaze, you can politely but firmly say, "I'd like to finish my thought," or "Let me pick up where I left off." These phrases are simple, yet they assert your right to be heard without creating unnecessary conflict. They convey confidence and control, qualities that others will instinctively respect. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This wisdom applies perfectly to handling interruptions. The way you react demonstrates your self-control, your self-worth, and your ability to steer the situation back to balance. Let me share another perspective. When you respond with calm authority, you're not just protecting your space in the conversation, you're also protecting your inner peace. Getting angry or defensive only hands over control to the other person. But staying composed keeps you in charge of your emotions and the situation. Picture this. You're in a meeting, presenting an idea you've worked hard on. Someone cuts you off mid-sentence, dismissing your point to promote their own. Instead of rushing to counter them, you pause, turn to them with a composed expression, and say, "Let me finish my thought, and I'll be happy to hear your input." What happens next is remarkable. The interruption loses its sting, and the focus shifts back to you. This is the essence of commanding respect, not through force, but through presence and poise. As you navigate conversations in your life, remember this. Interruptions are inevitable, but how you handle them is what defines you. Pause, make eye contact, and assert your right to be heard. These moments are opportunities to show others that your voice matters and to remind yourself of your own worth. In the words of Seneca, "He who is brave is free." And there is bravery in calmly holding your ground when others try to take it from you. So the next time someone interrupts you, choose calmness over chaos and let your strength speak louder than their words. Respond by asking questions. "I have thin hair because of my father's genes. I'm quite shy about this." A few years ago, I attended a dinner party with a friend at a bustling restaurant. After being introduced to a couple at our table, the man looked at me and, with a laugh, said, "Oh, you're really bald, aren't you?" The comment was unkind, meant to draw attention to something personal, and it caught me off guard. I paused, looked him directly in the eye, and replied calmly, "Are you okay? Don't you realize that commenting on someone's appearance like that isn't appropriate?" The table fell into a deafening silence. For a moment, the man seemed stunned, his laughter faded, and the weight of what he'd said hung in the air. To this day, I reflect on that moment. Did I handle it perfectly? Perhaps not, but I know this. I stood my ground, and I did so without anger or aggression. I turned his provocation into a moment of reflection, for him and for everyone at that table. This approach, rooted in Stoic philosophy, teaches us that when faced with rudeness or provocation, we don't have to meet fire with fire. Instead, we can respond with questions, calm, deliberate, and disarming questions that shift the energy and put the provocateur in a position to rethink their actions. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When someone tries to provoke you, it's not their words that have power, it's your reaction. And by choosing to respond with a question, you reclaim control of the situation. Why is asking questions so effective? First, it disrupts the flow of the provocation. Imagine someone making a rude comment, expecting you to react with anger or defensiveness. Instead, you pause and ask, "Why do you feel the need to say that?" That simple question forces them to reflect, often exposing the insecurity or thoughtlessness behind their words. Second, questions shift the focus away from you. Instead of allowing their words to define the moment, you place the responsibility back on them. This not only diffuses tension, but also shows your confidence and composure, qualities that naturally command respect. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Asking questions demonstrates that you're in control of your emotions. You're not allowing their behavior to dictate your response. Instead, you're steering the interaction in a way that aligns with your values. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine someone making a snide remark about your work in a meeting, trying to undermine you in front of others. Instead of snapping back, you pause, smile slightly, and ask, "Could you clarify what you mean by that?" What happens next is fascinating. The person is now on the spot. They're forced to either explain their comment or backtrack, realizing that their attempt at provocation has backfired. Meanwhile, your calm demeanor shows the room that you are unshaken, someone worth listening to and respecting. This isn't about avoiding confrontation, it's about handling it with dignity and grace. By asking questions, you're not giving them control, you're taking it back. There's a deeper truth here. Responding with questions isn't just about diffusing conflict. It's about protecting your inner peace. Anger and frustration, though natural, can erode your self-respect if left unchecked. By choosing calm inquiry over reactive emotion, you preserve your confidence and composure. Seneca wrote, "If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you need is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person." And this is the heart of the matter. You don't need to control what others say to you. You need to control how you respond. So the next time someone tries to provoke or belittle you, pause. Ask a question. Let your calm, confident demeanor do the talking. You'll not only command respect, but also remind yourself of the strength that comes from mastering your reactions. This is Stoicism in action, a quiet, powerful force that transforms even the most difficult moments into opportunities for growth and self-respect. 6. Walk away when necessary. There comes a time in every conversation, relationship, or situation where the only dignified response is to leave. Not out of defeat, not out of weakness, but as an act of strength and self-respect. Walking away is not a retreat, it's a declaration, a quiet yet resolute statement that you will not stay where your value is diminished, where your dignity is ignored, or where respect is absent. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." To walk away is to refuse to stoop to the level of those who would belittle you. It is to say, "I choose my peace over your provocation. I choose my self-worth over this conflict." Walking away isn't easy. It requires courage to step back when every fiber of your being wants to argue, defend, or fight to prove your point. But here's the truth. There are battles that, even if won, leave you diminished. Some victories cost more than they're worth. When you choose to walk away, you are not giving up. You are stepping up. You are choosing to protect your energy, your time, and your emotional well-being. This is an act of wisdom, grounded in the Stoic understanding that the only thing we truly control is ourselves. Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Staying in a situation where respect is absent, where chaos reigns, is to surrender your freedom to forces that do not deserve it. Walking away, however, reclaims that freedom. But walking away is not just about the physical act of leaving. It's about mentally and emotionally detaching from a situation that no longer serves you. It's about choosing to focus on what uplifts you, what aligns with your values, and what contributes to your growth. Some may see walking away as weakness, but the wise know it for what it truly is, strength in its purest form. To stay in a toxic environment out of fear or pride is to chain yourself to something that will erode your confidence and diminish your worth. But to walk away is to say, "I deserve better, and I will not settle for less." Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." Part of learning how to live is knowing when to let go. It is understanding that not every situation can be fixed, not every relationship can be saved, and not every battle is worth fighting. When you walk away, you are not abandoning the situation. You are prioritizing yourself. You are choosing to honor your self-respect over the temporary satisfaction of confrontation. You are refusing to let the disrespect of others define your worth. Walking away is not an act of silence, but of profound self-expression. It communicates that your time and energy are valuable, and you will not waste them on situations or people who fail to see them. But how do you know when it's time to walk away? The answer lies in reflection. Ask yourself, am I staying out of fear or out of purpose? Am I compromising my values to maintain this situation? Am I losing my peace by holding on? The Stoics believed in clarity of thought and the discipline to act upon it. If the answer to these questions points to a situation that diminishes rather than uplifts you, then the choice becomes clear. Walk away, not in anger, but with grace. Not to hurt others, but to protect yourself. Remember this, walking away does not mean giving up. It means rising above. It means choosing respect over resentment, peace over conflict, and growth over stagnation. And in the act of walking away, you will find a profound truth. You have not lost anything. You have gained everything that truly matters. Your dignity, your strength, and your freedom. 7. Boundaries are yours to set. We are often taught to be polite, accommodating, and endlessly respectful. Yet, as we grow older, a hard truth emerges. Not everyone deserves your time, your energy, or your kindness. Boundaries are not acts of defiance. They are acts of self-respect. They define the space where your peace begins and where others' influence ends. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Boundaries are a reflection of this power. They are not about controlling others, but about asserting your right to control your own life. In a world that often demands too much, setting boundaries is a declaration. I know my worth, and I will not allow others to diminish it. Whether it's in relationships, work, or even family, your boundaries protect your time, your energy, and your mental well-being. But boundaries are not walls. They do not isolate or push others away. Instead, they are gates, intentionally placed, carefully opened, and closed when necessary. Boundaries are a way of showing respect for yourself and for those you allow into your life. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." Your boundaries help you make this choice. They ensure that your circle is filled with people who uplift you, who value your presence, and who respect your limits. It's not about cutting people off impulsively or shutting yourself away. Instead, it's about being intentional with your time and energy. Ask yourself, am I surrounding myself with those who appreciate my value? Am I investing in environments where my contributions matter? One of the most liberating realizations is this: if your absence doesn't matter to someone, then neither does your presence. There is freedom in letting go of spaces where you are overlooked, undervalued, or taken for granted. Epictetus reminds us, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Boundaries begin with this self-awareness. When you understand your worth, you no longer tolerate situations or relationships that contradict it. Yet setting boundaries is not always easy. It requires courage to say no, to step back, and to enforce limits, especially when the world often pressures us to be agreeable and accommodating. But true respect comes not from pleasing others at your expense, but from living authentically and unapologetically. Boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary. They allow you to focus on what truly matters and to give your best to the people and pursuits that deserve it. By setting clear limits, you ensure that your time and energy are spent in ways that align with your values and aspirations. Think of boundaries as the foundation of a well-built home. Without them, the structure becomes vulnerable to intrusion and instability. But with strong, clear boundaries, your life becomes a place of peace, purpose, and strength. And here's the beauty of boundaries. They don't just protect you, they teach others how to treat you. When you establish what you will and will not accept, you show the world that you value yourself and that you expect others to do the same. In this practice, remember Seneca's wisdom. He who is brave is free. It takes bravery to set boundaries, to risk disappointing others, and to stand firm in your decisions. But in doing so, you free yourself from the burden of pleasing everyone and embrace the joy of living authentically. So ask yourself, what boundaries do I need to set today? Where have I been giving too much of myself without receiving the respect I deserve? Start small, but start with conviction. Boundaries are not just lines you draw. They are promises you make to yourself. Promises that you will honor your worth, protect your peace, and live a life that reflects your deepest values. As we conclude, let us reflect on what we've explored together. Respect, true, lasting respect, cannot be demanded. It must be earned, cultivated through actions, and rooted in self-awareness. We've uncovered the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy and learned how to command respect by mastering ourselves, not others. From setting boundaries to walking away when necessary, from responding with calm strength to asserting your value with quiet confidence, every step leads to one undeniable truth. Respect begins within. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." And it is this power, your ability to master your reactions and embody your values, that earns the respect of others and, more importantly, strengthens your own self-worth. Now, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect. What lesson resonated most with you today? Have you experienced moments where your boundaries were tested, or when you stood firm in the face of disrespect? Share your stories in the comments below. Your journey, your insights, and your growth could inspire someone else to take their first step toward commanding respect. Remember, every decision you make and every action you take sends a message about who you are. Choose to live with intention, courage, and respect for yourself and for others. Let your life be a reflection of your deepest values, and the respect you seek will naturally follow. Thank you for being here, and may your journey towards self-respect and personal growth continue to flourish.